Dear students, welcome to virtual classroom of Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai. I am Sri Kumar. The class is for 9th standard students. Subject is mathematics. Let me begin the class.
Dear students, the topic is parallel lines, which you have already studied and having a good knowledge about what happens when a transversal pass through a set of parallel lines. This chapter is the next step of it, where you will be learning the properties of angles formed by parallel lines and its transversal. You will also get tests of parallelness of two lines, use of properties of parallel lines. Let us recall what we know, what we studied in earlier classes. We know what are parallel lines. Never intersecting lines are named as parallel lines. And the transversal is another line which is going across it, which makes angles, about which you studied in your previous years. When a transversal is drawn across a parallel line, as I told you, angles are formed. These are the angles formed, correct? And we named them also. There are angles formed on the same side of the transversal. This is the transversal, and there are angles formed on opposite sides. What actually we studied was about its measure and congruency. Certain properties which we studied about angles are coming in use over here. This is simply named as interior of the parallel line, and this area is named as the exterior of parallel lines. And the angles on either side of it, the transversal, either side means on opposite sides of this, we have named them as alternate angles. Okay, that much you should remember now before going ahead. Further, we categorized them and studied them in such a way that we can easily remember those angles. Look at this colored picture. Colored picture is colored for the sake of recollecting it easily. As I told you, here is a set of alternate interior angles colored on either side. Here alternate interior angles, these are alternate exterior angle either side of the transversal. These are corresponding angles. Look at on the same, it is on the same side of the transversal. This one in pair with this one in pair with this. Okay, this is what you should recollect first. Here also exterior interior words are used. Now when two lines intersect, the pair of opposite angles formed are congruent. This particular thing you studied in your previous year as the vertically opposite angles formed by two intersecting lines are congruent. If I simply show it to you, it can be shown like this, talking about these angles. Which are the angles? This angle. This angle is congruent to this. This angle is congruent to this, which are named as vertically opposite. The next thing is linear pair angle, which you studied, which are supplementary. Supplementary means having 180 degree as its measure. As the name indicates, linear pair angles are those angles which are on the same line. Suppose this is a line and an arrow is created here, it makes two angles. Here is an angle, here is an angle, and the total will be equal to 180. Hence we name, or we said that they are supplementary. When one pair of corresponding angles is congruent, then all the remaining pairs of corresponding angles are congruent. Corresponding angles are those angles which are on the same side of the transversal. Here you had seen the corresponding angles. These are corresponding angles. If one pair of those corresponding angles are congruent, then remaining corresponding angles are also congruent. These are something which we learned earlier, just to recollect that. When one pair of alternate angles is congruent, then all remaining pairs of alternate angles are congruent. The same way, when one pair of interior angles on one side of the transversal is supplementary, so naturally then the other pair of interior angles are also supplementary. Okay, we'll move ahead. The congruency of these angles can be simply illustrated by this particular copy paste movement. If I say, you can just observe that the angles are exactly matching with the other set of angles. Understood? So which tells that when such angles are formed, they are congruent to each other on both the intersection point, which I would like to make it clear to you. The great mathematician, especially father of geometry, Euclid's fifth postulate, which you studied earlier, you should remember it now, because that gives more light into the angles and concepts of parallel line and transversal. The postulate, which is the fifth postulate of Euclid, states that if sum of two interior angles formed by on one side of a transversal of two lines is less than the two right angles, then the line produced in the direction intersect each other. I repeat, if sum of two interior angles formed on one side of a transversal of two lines, there is no mentioning of parallel. If there are two lines, I'll show you. If there are two lines like this and there is a transversal, then if in such a situation, if the angles formed on one side is less than two right angles, what does it mean? Right angle is having a measure which is equal to 90 degree. less than 2 right angle means less than 180 degree, right? In that case, the lines produced in the direction intersect each other. So in this case, if these two are less than, if their sum is less than 180, the lines on the same side, if produced मतलब आगे लेके जाएगा तो, I am taking it roughly, guarantee है कि that will intersect each other. This is the fifth postulate. That means if it is 180, it will not intersect, and then it will be parallel. That time postulate did not say that, but that is the sense of it. If it is 180, it won't. If it is exactly 180, it won't intersect. If it won't intersect, we call those set of lines as parallel lines. This postulate is very important because it is telling us about the interior angles of a set of lines. If the interior angle sum is equal to 180, or if it is supplementary, then those two lines will be parallel. It can be proved, and we need to understand the proof. That proof, otherwise we name it as interior angle theorem. If two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal, the interior angles on either side of the transversal are supplementary. दोनों side of both sides, they are supplementary. Most important theorem, without which it was difficult to move ahead with the properties of parallel line and transversal. So the theorem is important. The theorem says if two parallel lines intersected by a transversal, in such a situation, the interior angle on either side of the transversal are supplementary. These are the interior angles. Interior angles on either side. Then if you add A plus B, or if you add C plus D, it will be supplementary. That is what is interior angle theorem. We need to prove this theorem is right, or we need to make understand ourselves what is said about the parallel lines and the transversal and the interior angle theorem is right. That is what we are going to understand now. Let us name this as line L and line M, and N as transversal. That is what is given in the figure. And let the angle A and B are interior angles, and C and D are interior angles formed on the other side, then we are supposed to prove now angle A plus B is equal to 180 degree, which is supplementary, or angle C plus D is equal to 180 degree. To prove that it is equal to 180 degree, no measurement is given, but we need to apply some postulates to prove that. This is what is given. What proof we have is no measurement, but we can think about the conditions and possibilities. We are asked to prove A plus B angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 or angle C plus angle D is equal to 180. But the possibilities are angle A plus B is less than 180, angle A plus angle B is more than 180, or angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree. We cannot directly prove it because there is no measurement given to substitute and formulate. So we need to do it in a different way. One way is a supposition that suppose angle A plus angle B is more than 180. Angle A plus angle B is more than 180. When we say this, we should remember that angle A and angle D total, here it is. This is equal to 180. The reason is as well as angle C and angle D, these two, its sum is also 180. Reason is they are linear pairs. They are pairs on a line. You know that. On a line. Okay, so that we know. Then if it is 180, angle A is here, D is here, C is here, B is here. All four angles, all four interior angles. Each of those pairs are written as 180. That means total is 360. Total of A plus B plus C plus D bolsa. A plus D plus C plus B means A plus B plus C plus D. Four angles together creates or makes 360 degree. There is no doubt about it because linear pair is a open statement. Now, suppose it is given. Suppose angle A plus angle B is more than 180. 180 is ज़्यादा है. If we are trying to find out angle C plus D from this, तो ये A plus D माइनस करना पड़ेगा. वही तो इधर लिखा है. C plus D is equal to 360 डिग्री माइनस A plus B. और हम बोल रहे हैं A plus B 180 से ज़्यादा है. If A plus D is more than 180, तो फिर जो बाकी बचा है C plus D के लिए, it will be less than 180. So we must say that C plus D must be less than 180 then. वो तो possible ही नहीं है. Because according to Euclid's fifth postulate, when line L is parallel to line M, the angles, interior angles formed on either side of the transversal, create supplementary angles. So it cannot be less than 180. If angle A plus angle B is more than 180, this cannot stand. Similarly, if you think that angle A plus B is less than 180, then angle C plus D becomes more than 180. That is not possible. Both are not possible. Whether angle A plus angle B is more than 180 or angle A plus angle B is less than 180, both are not possible. Then they must be equal to 180. So this an indirect way of proving is required to prove that angles formed on the same side of the transversal is supplementary if the lines or parallel lines, if the lines are parallel. The angles formed on the same side of the transversal is supplementary or equal to 180. That case the lines will be parallel. We can say vice versa also. This particular knowledge or information must be made very thorough within you, without which we cannot understand further. So my dear students, you will pause the video, you will see the steps, you will refer with your textbook and make it thorough for you. The next one is corresponding angle theorem. Dear students, the next topic is corresponding angles theorem. Theorem says that corresponding angles formed by a transversal of two parallel lines are of equal measures. Corresponding angles are formed on the same side of the transversal. The same set of lines, the same transversal. Here in this case A and B are the corresponding angles, same side. We are asked to prove this theorem. We know that line L is parallel to line M given, and N is the transversal, right? Now in order to prove that angle A is equal to angle B, we know that angle A plus C, here it is 180 because it is linear pair on a line. We also know that angle B plus C, angle B is here and angle C is here. They are also equal to 180 because they are interior angles. That means A plus C is 180, B plus C is 180. We can simply write the next. If A plus C is 180, B plus C is 180, it tells us that angle A is equal to angle B. From equation 1 and 2, we can straight away write that angle A is equal to angle B, which is nothing but the corresponding theorem tells us. The same way, all other corresponding sides will be equal. These are the corresponding, angles. These are corresponding angles. These are another set of corresponding angles. These are another set of corresponding angles. These are another set of corresponding. All sets of corresponding angles will be congruent in such a situation when parallel lines are intersected by a transversal. Okay. Let us move ahead. Next one is alternate angles theorem on either side of the transversal. Alternate angles formed by a transversal of two parallel lines are equal measures. In this, angle D and B are alternate angles. Line L is parallel to M and is a transversal, and we are asked to prove that D and B are alternate angles and they are congruent. We know that D plus C is equal to 180 here because they are linear pair. We also know that C plus D is equal to 180 because they are interior angles. From that we can conclude that C is common here again. That means angle D is equal to B. Angle D is equal to B because we have C common. Which is the proof that alternate angles formed by a transversal of two parallel lines are of equal measures. Use of properties of parallel lines is the next topic. Let us prove a property of a triangle using the properties of angles made by a transversal of parallel line. How can we prove that? Properties of a triangle using the properties of angles made by transversal of parallel lines. Theorem is that the sum of measures of all angles of a triangle is 180. This we know very well. We are using it every time. And you are given a triangle ABC and you are asked to prove that sum of measures of all angles of a triangle is 180. To prove that, you need to use the just learned properties of parallel lines to prove that. We can prove it in other way also, but as the chapter is about parallel lines and transversal, we are asked to prove the measures of all angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degree. How can we do that? We need a triangle for that first, correct? Let me have a triangle here on the screen. Let this be the triangle. Now let me name the triangle as they have given it as ABC. I will name it as ABC. The triangle is named. Now an instruction is given that draw a line parallel to segment BC passing through A on the line. Take points PQ such that PAQ is collinear. So I need to draw a line over here. I can get a line from here. Parallel to BC. Okay. A line is drawn parallel to BC. Further it is saying that take points P, A is already there, Q is such a way that this is parallel to the base BC and PAQ is collinear, correct? That much I could show you. Now we know that line PQ is parallel to BC and segment AB, if I see segment AB, this one, and segment AC and segment AB are acting as transversal here, correct? If you think that this base is parallel here and extending here, this is transversal, right? If it is transversal, angle ABC, which angle it is? This angle. And angle PAB, angle ABC and angle PAB, both these are equal. Why? Because they are alternate angle. They are alternate angles. Why alternate angles? PQ is parallel to BC and these are alternate angles. AB is the transversal here. And PQ is parallel to BC, we know, then in that case PQ is parallel to BC is the reason, and we have AB as transversal. This is our consideration. The same way AC also. AC is also transversal. Now angle ABC is equal to angle PAB because they are alternate angle. Then again angle ACB, this angle, ACB is congruent to this angle QAC. We can write either equal to or congruent. So we have, because of alternate angle, we have written this also. So this can be written as equation 1 and this can be written as equation 2. From these two we can conclude. How can we conclude? These are equal. Equal in the sense that if you add ABC, which is equal to PAB, ACB, which is equal to QAC. But on the other hand, if I add angle ABC plus angle ACB, which are on the left side of the congruency, then that they must be equal to the sum of angle PAB plus angle QAC. Correct? Let this be the third equation in my case. Now, if I add BAC on both sides, if I add BAC on both sides, let me add angle ABC plus angle ACB plus angle BAC, which is that BAC. तो ये मैंने ऐड किया. Then right side also you have to add the same. Is equal to angle PAB plus angle QAC प्लस एंगल BAC. दोनों तरफ एक ही वजन डाल दिया, BAC ऐड किया. What does it mean? PAB plus QAC plus BAC. Which are they? PAB, then QAC, this one. Then BAC, this one. It becomes a linear pair angle. Correct? This is a linear pair. एक लाइन में है. एक लाइन में मतलब this is equal to 180 degree. Then what is on the left side? ABC, this one. ACB, this one. Correct? Then BAC, this one, that is interior of the triangle, which is equal to 180. This one is also equal to 180. So that is what is asked to prove. We are asked to prove the sum of interior angles of a triangle is equal to 180. We proved it starting with the parallel line, starting with the transversal. That was the task. Understood? So we can prove the interior angle sum of a triangle is equal to 180 using the principle of parallel line and transversal. We got ABC, ACB and BAC is equal to 180. So be very clear about what it is. We'll go ahead. Before going ahead, let me clean the screen. Okay. There are certain heading like test for parallel lines in your textbook. When two lines are parallel or not can be deciding decided by examining the angles formed by the transversal. If the interior angles on the same side of the transversal are supplementary, then the lines are parallel. If one pair of alternate angles are congruent, then lines are parallel. If one pair of corresponding angles are congruent, then lines are parallel. Very simple, you know it. Interior angle test theorem. We can test whether the lines are parallel. If the interior angles are supplementary, the lines are parallel. Here is again a drawing from your textbook. How to prove that line AB here in this case is parallel to line CD? The simplest mechanism is to prove that BPQ plus PQD is equal to 180. What is it? BPQ plus PQD. These two becomes 180. The best way. How to prove that they become 180? We will simply prove that if they were not 180, then they will intersect here. If they intersect here, then they are not parallel. So as they are not intersecting and sum is equal to 180, they are parallel. That is the technique used. Alternate angle test theorem. This is a converse theorem in fact. If alternate angles are congruent, we will say that the lines are parallel. That is the concept. I will go through this quickly because the main thing is that you should understand that alternate angles are congruent when a set of parallel lines are intersected by a transversal. That is the concept. We are using it in the opposite direction. How is it? If a pair of alternate angles formed by a transversal of two lines is congruent, then the two lines are parallel. Two lines are there is a transversal and alternate angles are congruent. So the things are given, that is angle A is congruent to angle B is given, and they are alternate angle because they are on either side of the transversal, and it is given as they are congruent. So we can prove that the line is L is parallel to M. For that sake, we are having certain things over here. We can say that for example, these are given as equal, correct? And this angle is a linear pair. That means angle A plus angle C is equal to 180. Angle A is equal to angle B is given. Angle A is equal to B is given. That means if you add C with A 180, and in that case A can be replaced by C. So next line we can simply write that angle we can simply write that interior angle where it is angle B plus angle C is also equal to 180. Correct? So from this we conclude that as the alternate angles are formed are congruent, in this case A and B, because we could prove that when added with C both gives 180, so we will say that line L is parallel to line M, using the theorem in a different way, opposite way. We will say it as converse theorem. Okay, there is one more thing related to this that also I will show you before ending the video. It is such a way that corresponding angle test. Same way, if the corresponding angles are congruent, then the two lines are parallel. There is a transversal and the corresponding angles are congruent. I will take the textbook diagram. Here corresponding angles are A and B. if it is said that they are congruent, then naturally the lines are parallel. We also can see that A plus angle C is equal to 180 due to linear pair. And again, angle A is equal to angle B is given. So we can replace A with C. That means angle B plus angle C is equal to 180. It proved that the interior angles are having sum total 180 degree. From this we can say that corresponding angles are congruent and the line L is parallel to M. So this way we can test whether the given lines are parallel to each other by testing that whether their corresponding angles are congruent. Okay, these are the application of parallel lines. There are enough number of questions in your textbook, luckily. By taking time, by taking pain, you will solve it. You will look into the examples given. My dear students, geometry is an approach. Logically arguing and reasoning, how can we reach to a conclusion and solution? Learn that art. It is interesting. Thank you.